If you're thinking about applying for a home equity loan, a mortgage, or home equity line of credit, or any type of credit related to home loans, then pay attention because this is a very important video that's going to teach you a very quick and easy way to minimize the number of unwanted phone calls, text messages, emails, basically just general harassment from companies and people that you don't even know, sometimes even pretending like they're involved with your mortgage process. I'm talking about what's called mortgage trigger leads. And if you're not sure what mortgage trigger leads are, basically when you get your credit pulled from a mortgage company, it then triggers the fact that you're inquiring about getting some type of home loan or mortgage. And these credit vendors, some of them sell your data off to companies that are buying them. And then they're calling you and harassing you and saying, hey, I see you're looking for a mortgage. And frankly, the general concept isn't that bad, except the fact that they sell your information to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different people, and they all call and text you at the same time. So I've had some of my clients tell me that they got 20, 30, 40 text messages in a single day harassing them. And again, sometimes they're even acting like they're involved with the company that pulled the credit report because they get that information too sometimes. So if you want to eliminate that or at least greatly reduce that, there is an official website that the government required that these credit companies assembled and maintain to let you opt out of getting those. Now, the downside is it's not instantaneous. It takes at least 5 business days, depending on the method you choose, to have this take effect. So if you're thinking about getting a mortgage and applying for a mortgage within the next 5 business days or longer, you definitely want to jump on top of this. The sooner the better. In fact, when you unsubscribe or opt out digitally, it takes 5 days to kick in, but it lasts for an entire 5 years after that. So once every 5 years. If you have more time, you could send it in by mail and it'll take longer for them to process. However, then it is basically you're opted out until you choose to opt back in. So the timeline is extended. All right, with that, I'm going to jump in and show you exactly how quickly and easily you can do this just by jumping over to their website. It's called OptOutPrescreen. So that's optoutprescreen.com, as you see right here. And you're simply going to scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, click here to opt in or opt out button. It's going to tell you all about your options and information that they're asking for. And it's going to give you 3 options at the bottom. Opt in. We're not looking to opt in, but that would be if you accidentally opted out and you wanted to opt back in. The electronic opt out for 5 years. That's the most common one I recommend because it's really quick to do and takes about 5 business days. And then there's the permanent opt out by mail option, which takes a little longer for them to process, but it supposedly gives you a permanent opt out situation. So you could choose either one of these. I'm going to walk you through the electronic opt out for 5 years here. Simply select it, click continue. And then you're just going to add some basic personal info, name, an address is required, and then optionally, it's going to ask about Social Security and birth date. Highly recommend adding those 2 pieces of information so that way you can make sure that you are actually opting out yourself. That's going to have the highest likelihood of them finding and opting out your data correctly. If you leave those out and they find someone else with a very similar or the same name, and then a very similar or the same address, they might opt out that person instead of you. Or they might not be able to find your record at all if the address mismatches the name and say it's not currently updated in their profile. So highly recommend all those components. Once you fill out all those components, you're going to confirm you're human and click confirm, and it's going to give you a confirmation page. In fact, I'll show you what that confirmation page looks like. So when you fill out the data, click confirm. Takes you over this confirmation page. And pretty important here on the confirmation page, there's a link right here. It says, please click here to print this confirmation for your records. Now this will have all the data on it that you need, and it comes as a PDF. So you can go ahead and print it to paper or save it as a PDF or both. And I typically ask my clients to send this over to me, upload it with their file documents, and then I know when they have submitted this. So I know when it's okay to pull a full credit report without them getting bombarded, or at least minimizing the chances of them getting bombarded with all these credit inquiries, mortgage trigger lead phone calls. So you can see the confirmation info. It's as simple as that. You can end the session when you're done. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. If you found value in this, please feel free to forward and share. My name is Jim with Treeside Financial, and if you're located in Michigan, I'd be happy to answer any home loan questions you might have. Thanks so much for watching, and make it a great day.